and Pirlo will have to wait a while longer. Pirlo on the sidelines with an injury. Vidal is in the starting lineup and looks set to stay, despite constant rumours surrounding his departure all summer. We are underway then. 2014-15 in Serie Team is up and running here at the Bentegodi. How nice to see both sides wearing their home colours. An early touch for Asamoah. That's Coman, his first touch in a competitive fixture for the Bianconeri. Oh, there could be a chance here for Carlos Tevez. What a start that would have been inside the opening minute. Afforded far too much space in the penalty area. And Bardi was scrambling just for a moment. Chievo defence completely switched off, and Tevez might feel he should have done better there. Missing the opportunity to test Francesco Bardi early on here. So Maxi Lopez, who will lead the line today. I'm sure Alberto Paloschi will feel slightly aggrieved that he's only among the substitutes today. Corini has spoken glowing terms about Maxi Lopez, and that someone who played for the likes of Barcelona in the past cannot not be a quality player. Interesting use of the double negative there by Corini, but there you have it. The ever-reassuring presence of Gigi Buffon there at the back. 19 clean sheets in his 33 league starts last season. Mr. Consistency as ever. Well watched by Bonucci, that's Ogbonna. Oh, Cáceres just sold Bonucci a little short there. This is Maxi Lopez. Etemai now. One fairly by Vidal. Not a bad cross towards Maxi Lopez, but Torsey asking a lot to divert it on target from there. Well picked out. Might have tried to flick it on towards Ezequiel Scalotto, who's lurking by the penalty spot. Now Vidal finding a little pocket of space. Coman is quick, as demonstrated there. Now Nick Steiner. Marc'Antonio. Just showed too much to Frede, who's able to head it clear. Chievo have given it away rather needlessly. Ogbonna, Pogba. Triangle's not quite working in the early stages in that midfield between Marc'Antonio and Pogba, but Vidal has won it back. Oh, Mongani's lost it. Now, Carlos Tevez trying to find a shooting angle. This is Asamoah on the near side. Still Kwadwo Asamoah. Marc'Antonio's shot is blocked. Pogba. And again, his effort is just stifled. And Maxi Lopez misjudges the bounce. Now Bonucci keeping close tabs on him. Forward again by Pogba towards his fellow countryman Coman. It's a lovely touch. Coman's effort deflected, and that very nearly looped in. Well, he's made a bright start. Very highly thought of, this young Kingsley Coman. Only turned 18 in the middle of June. Having his opportunity today because of the absence of, through injury of Llorente, Jovinko and Morata. Have a look at this. It's an important touch on it by first Boštjan Cesar, just took the sting out of the effort. And I think that needed tipping over by Bardi. He certainly wasn't going to risk it. And in making that save, he has just hurt himself. Francesco Bardi was considered the brightest young thing in terms of Italian goalkeeping, but last season saw himself overtaken in the pecking order really by Mattia Perin. with a wonderful season, and indeed the emergence of Simone Scuffet. Chance for him to show what he can do, this time at Chievo, following the relegation of Livorno. Bonna and Bonucci both forward for this. Taken short by Tevez, but too quickly for the referee's liking. So we're ready this time. Tevez delivery. At the near post, Bonucci is able to play in the corner. So, as you were. Tevez delivery, it's a deep one on Vardy. It's headed in. Martin Cáceres. Vardy came for it and misjudged it. Perfect start to the title defence for Juventus. No one went with the Uruguayan. And how easy was that? Tevez with a deep corner, Cáceres followed it round the back. And once Bardi misjudged it, he had the easiest task getting home into the empty net. Well, anyone who suggested Juventus wouldn't be as strong this season, he'd only look at the opening 5 minutes here at the Bentegodi. How is Cáceres? Well, that's how. He's helped out by a touch of Cristiano Biraghi. I think that will go down as an own goal. I have to say, at first look, it looked an impossible angle for Cáceres to score from there. Helped out by the nudging of the left-back. The graphic there says Cáceres' goal, but I can assure you that will be credited to Biraghi as an own goal. He won't want it. Just the start Juventus would have wanted. Not the beginning to the season that Chievo would have envisaged, I'm sure. Now Biraghi trying to make amends for that. Isco. Here comes from Frey, that's the header. It's goal bound by Schelotto. Easy enough for Buffon in the end, but Gialloblu's first effort on target comes courtesy of Ezequiel Schelotto. This is Nicolas Frey. Schelotto looked like he was just caught there by Ogbonna from behind. That's the referee's view as well. Well, I'm sure Francesco Bardi, when he looks at that again, won't be happy. Another look at Schelotto's headed effort. Bardi had only 2 clean sheets throughout last season. He won't have one today. It was always going to be unlikely against the Juventus side. Don't have 1-7 on the spin in the top line. Cáceres needs to be careful. Only half cleared. Schelotto. This is Maxi Lopez trying to spin and hit. Not far away. He looks sharp in the early stages, the Argentine. Good take, held the ball up fairly well. Buffon would have made the save had it been on target. And there have been a lot of changes at Chievo, as I alluded to earlier. The likes of Dramé and Rigoni have gone. Rigoni in a rather acrimonious move to Palermo. Only had a year left on his contract and wasn't going to sign terms. So pretty much forced through a move. The likes of Guana and Pugioni are also going to be let go by the club. They nearly came to blows again in the club's cup tie at Pescara last week. That's the second time in the space of a year. Something that Corini did not abide. Nicely done by Lichtsteiner. That's Coman. Just slightly short though, the pass back towards Marchisio. Now Perperim Etemai. Great to see Arturo Vidal starting. Max Allegri has said that he's better, his knee is better, but they need to keep an eye on it, but that he's an essential member of the squad and that he will stay at the club. sure Manchester United could afford him anyway, having shelled out so much on Angel Di Maria. Well, it will be very hard for Juventus to improve upon what they did last season. You have to suggest that the bare minimum for them is to try and retain their title, but that would be doing a disservice to just how hard it is to come out on top over 38 games. Well, one back by Pogba. Now Tevez driving forward, a couple of colleagues away to his left, still Tevez. Paul Pogba. Good feet, still Pogba. And the effort is from Marc'Antonio. Caught it well. Always rising though. Good vision from Pogba. Marc'Antonio was in a better position to unleash the effort. Still able to keep it down in the end. There has been some suggestion in the papers that Claudio Marc'Antonio will play behind a front two this season, a trequartista role as they call it in these parts. If Allegri does indeed switch to a 4-3-2-1 Christmas tree formation as he's expected to. No real option but to go with the 3-5-2 system today that has brought Juventus so much success. Would have been a bit churlish just to have changed it for change's sake, given that it is synonymous with Conte. Tevez back into the path of Lichtsteiner, just unable to bring the ball under control. Well, Juventus didn't exactly have the most challenging pre-season tour. They went to the Far East and racked up the goals. They seem to be fairly sharp, fit and firing already here as the competitive action begins. Pogba just lost his footing. Well, to retain possession, Marc'Antonio. Great determination from Claudio Marc'Antonio. And eventually just muscled out of it. Schelotto forward. Now, is that a foul on Birsa? He turns around and looks towards the referee, who obliges in awarding the free kick. This was opposite number Vidal, who took down Walter Birsa. Maybe blatant trip. This is Cáceres.
Well, we're keeping you up to date with all the goals from around Europe tonight, and Monaco have equalised. Dimitar Berbatov with the goal. Remember, Radamel Falcao up in the stands on his way out of Monaco. More of that later.
Seemed to deliberately leave a trailing leg just to catch Marc'Antonio. He's never going to get the ball. Pretty well represented, France, on the pitch today. A pair of Frenchmen in both starting lineups. Frey and Mangani for Chievo. Pogba and Coman for Juventus. Nice smile there from Schelotto. After tussling with Oconna. It's also Patrice Evra on the bench for the champions. He has been signed with a view to moving to a flat back four. His competitive debut, they will have to wait. Tevez for Pogba. Asamoah takes over. And Carlos Tevez. Ball eventually finds a way through to Martin Cáceres. Lichtsteiner almost playing like a right winger in these early stages. Vidal will do well to keep this in. But It's a sign that he's just not quite at 100% fitness. Arturo Vidal. Well, if you're just joining us late, this is how Juventus have the lead. Martin Cáceres profiting from a corner that was misjudged by Bardi. Biraghi on the post, fatally turned his back, and the ball cannoned in. That's the Chievo president, Luca Campadelli. You can see exactly what he thought of it. Tevez, now Vidal for a second. 11 league goals last season from the Chilean. Very nearly opened his account this term. Great feet there. Well denied by Frey in the first instance, and Cesar just about managed to locate the ball. Tevez's cross. The header is off the post. Again, it's Vidal. Well, Arturo Vidal so close to doubling Juventus' lead twice in the space of a minute. First he was denied on the line by Postjan Cesar. This time it's the upright which has prevented him from opening his account. But the second goal is definitely coming here for the Bianconeri. Given out by Marc'Antonio. Back it comes from Cesar. So Bonna. Biraghi. Another ball for Birsa. She tried to let it run, but Cáceres read his intentions. Oh, and Bonucci nearly caught out there. Cáceres' clearance coming off Birsa and very nearly breaking into the path of Maxi Lopez. So a chance for Chievo Verona perhaps to test Buffon and the Juventus backline. In comes the corner for the home side, just too high for Maxi Lopez. Very nearly broke for Dario Dainelli. Buffon's come a long way here. And elects to punch. Effective enough. Samoa. Rather turned into Schelotto. And Vidal calmly watches it behind for a goal kick. Well, the likes of Buffon and Marc'Antonio should be fairly rested. Italy's participation in the World Cup didn't last very long, so I'm sure many of you are well aware. Extended holidays then for the members of the Azzurri squad. Thumped long by Frey. Maxi Lopez gives chase. Bonucci's given it straight to Schelotto. And Schelotto could be onto the loose ball here. Nicely square. Still a chance for Birsa. Walter Birsa. Can he find a cross? It's back with Mongani. It's a deep one. And Asamoah decides that he wasn't going to risk playing that back to Buffon. Corner conceded. Well, it's been a fairly open affair in these first 20 minutes at the Bentegodi. Juventus taking the lead early on, and that has forced Chievo to come out somewhat. Try and get back on level terms as soon as possible. Corner's taken short here. The effort is high wide and not very handsome from Birsa. Got the return pass from Isco. Apology there from Dainelli to Ogbonna. It is Eugenio Corini, nicknamed Genio. Genius. Doesn't take a genius to realise where that nickname came from. Certainly not most inventive, but given the wonders he's worked at Chievo over the last couple of spells he's been in charge, it's a nickname that is well suited to him. Big Steiner. I think that was a ball forward towards a teammate, but such is his pace, he very nearly collected it himself. Biraghi well closed down there by Stefan Lichtsteiner. He's rumoured to have been part of a swap deal which Bayern Munich offered Juventus. They offered straight swap Shaqiri for Lichtsteiner. That's a Beppe Marotta. And the Juventus hierarchy gave them pretty short shrift on that. He butted their approach. Lichtsteiner has also come out himself and said that he turned down Paris Saint-Germain. Asamoah. Well, it remains to be seen what his role will be this season. Asamoah, very comfortable as a wing-back in this 3-5-2 system, but in a flat-back four, I should say. Patrick Evra will surely be more likely to feature. One of the complaints that has been levelled against Juventus, particularly when they've struggled in Europe over the last couple of seasons, is that they don't have a plan B. Lichtsteiner now. Great cross, but just a little too close to Bardi. Just trying to fizz it in along that 6-yard line, the Swiss. Maxi Lopez. Trying to elude the attentions of Bonucci. He's done that. But then he had to face up to Asamoah. The last touch was apparently off the Chievo forward. It's pretty hard to tell from that angle. Well, I'm sure Maxi Lopez will be keen to make his headlines on the pitch this season. He was rather unfortunate in the relationship between another Serie A professional and his now ex-wife. It's one of the rather more tawdry subplots of the 2013-14 season. The column inches with regards to gossip currently being occupied by Juventus captain Gigi Buffon. Less said about that, the better. Bastian Cesar nearly foxed by a bad bounce. Bardi needs to be careful with Coman lurking. Arturo Vidal. Tevez. Now Marchisio. Bonna. Cáceres. Well, Juventus learned their fate in the Champions League draw Thursday night in Monte Carlo. On paper, their group looks doable. The same was said last season. They open up their campaign in the middle of September against Malmo. The other sides in the group, Atletico Madrid and Olympiacos. Tevez. It's a rather awkward one. He's helped out by Pogba. Marchisio. Now, Lichtsteiner wants to give and go with Vidal. But Biraghi read it well. He's able to clear. Nice touch by Maxi Lopez. Could turn a pace here, but he's all on his own. He's Birsa, but here's Schelotto piling forward. Schelotto's effort never really got hold of it. Nice break from Chievo. Positive running. Schelotto was found in plenty of space. Just wonder whether he could have taken that out of his feet, taken a touch and driven at Gigi Buffon. Asamoah. Coman. Looking for Tevez. Vanelli just impeded the progress of Coman there to ensure the ball went back to Bardi. Again, it's careless by the Giallo Blue at the back. Vidal, Lichtsteiner, and Marc'Antonio. Coman. Tevez just wanted the ball to come to him. Schelotto. That's Setemai. Off the count, Maxi Lopez. Completely done by Buffon. Now, Juventus strike force not the biggest today. Fernando Llorente and Sebastian Giovinco have travelled, but they've been laid low by a virus this week. Allegri said he won't risk them unless he has to. Juventus will be bolstered by the return of Giorgio Chiellini once he serves his suspension. Picked up a pre-match ban for an elbow on Miralem Pjanic at the back end of last season. He missed this game, the home match, and the home match against Udinese, before returning for Juventus' third match of the season, which is away at AC Milan. Fixture list seems to have done Chiellini and Juventus a favour on that score. Asamoah. Tevez in front of Coman. Carlos Tevez trying to wriggle away from Dario Dainelli. Chievo with almost everyone back there, in and around their own penalty area. Paul Pogba. Ogbonna, one of the three centre-backs. Just look at his position. Right on the edge of the Chievo back third. Juventus enjoying most of the ball and all of the territory. Just past the midway point of this first period. And they have the lead through a rather unusual source. An own goal, thanks to the efforts of Martin Cáceres forward for a corner. Lichtsteiner looks for Coman, and out by Dainelli. Issa. There are more potential debutants among the substitutes for Juventus tonight. Romulo and Pereira, as well as Evra. Tevez, it's a poor ball by his standards. On by Walter Birsa for Cristiano Biraghi. Oh, now, did Vidal go in there with 2 feet? It's just a yellow card that comes out from Carmine Russo. On another day, that might have been red. You heard the cry of pain from Biraghi. Vidal did seem to dive in with both feet there. Let's have another look. Now, I think he really could have hurt Biraghi. As it turns out, I think the left back did well to get out of the way a bit, but Vidal is a lucky boy there. That could have easily been red. I think Allegri is well aware of it. So a chance for Chievo again to try and get numbers in the penalty area. And it comes, taken away by Bonucci. He's claiming a push. Schelotto, able to just drift inside. Now Kingsley Coman, was he caught? The referee says yes, and it's going to produce a yellow card for Thomas Mongani. Just a lazy wave of the left leg. Caught his compatriot. Well, Ogbonna and Cáceres in today. Ordinarily, Barzagli and Chiellini would be first choice to be either side of Leo Bonucci. But given that the Bianconeri may well be operating with a flat back four, it actually makes it harder for the likes of Cáceres and Bonucci to get in the starting lineup. There's one less place to play for. It's up to them to try and make the most of these early season games. Barzagli out till early October, having had an operation on his Achilles in July. Chiellini missed this game through suspension and the next one. Now given against Chievo there, and Peperim Etemai. Kodwa Samoa. Challenge from Dainelli, but it breaks for the Ghanaian again. Now Maxi Lopez, straight foot race with Bonucci. Well watched by the Juve man. Schelotto's been a willing runner in the opening half hour, certainly in terms of trying to press high and close down the Juventus backline. Try and afford them as little time and space on the ball as possible. Last touch may have come off Etemai there, the Finn. Indeed, that is the decision from the assistant on that far side. That's Turi Vidal. Come very close to scoring Juventus second. Denied by Boštjan Cesar on the line as he retreated, and then by the post from a header that came from the resulting corner, but he was also rather lucky, in my view, to still be on the pitch. Having side through Cristiano Biraghi, leading with studs and 2 feet. This is Stefan Lichtsteiner. Gets the return from Coman. Let's go find Vidal. Etemai. Vidal, as ever, combative, all action. It's the beauty of this Juventus midfield. The likes of Vidal and Pogba equally adept in both phases of the game. 3 phases, as I should say. Attacking, defending and transition. Tevez. This is Marc'Antonio. Has been operating in front of the defence in the Pirlo role thus far. Pogba. Trying to wriggle away from Nicolas Frey. This is Ogbonna now. Pogba, Juventus have done well to keep it there. Marquinhos, deep cross. Given away by Cesar. And now Balta-Birsa. Chievo need to try and get numbers forward quickly to support the Slovenian. Gets it back from Schelotto. Here's man on loan from Inter again. Schelotto, and still. Well, what? Marc'Antonio. Bianconeri in no hurry. They have the lead, they don't have to force things. Well, from a set piece, I'm sure they'd like to find the net from open play as well, but their first target will be keeping a clean sheet. Best attack and best defence last season. Helped by Roma coming to pieces on the final day, in truth, but league table never lies. That's Samoa. Tevez finding space. Coman, nice spin. Kingsley Coman! Good save that one from Bardi. Sign of what Coman can do. Tevez movement just gave him the chance to let fly with his left peg. They've got high hopes for this young man, and you can see why. tradition of successful Frenchmen at Juventus. Coman will hope to continue along that long line, following the example of Paul Pogba, who burst on the scene a couple of years ago. There is the man they call La Pioche, the pickaxe. Here comes the corner, it's towards Pogba. Tevez collects. Marc'Antonio. Vidal. Maxi Lopez ploughing a rather long furrow up the top there. Wonder whether we'll see a bit of Paloschi in the second half. Very difficult to play as a lone striker in the best of cases. Not least on the opening day for a new side against the reigning champions, Asamoah. Pogba switches the play for Lichtsteiner. Tevez has just smashed it into the head of Martin Cáceres there. Bit of a mix-up, as there was there between Marc'Antonio and Cáceres. One by Mongani, this is Birsa. Walter Birsa. Vidal again back, helping out his defence. Coman gives chase, but foxed by the bounce. The more experienced Dainelli able to judge it. The playing surface, as you can see, not in the best of conditions here in the Bentegodi. Rather disappointing, given it's the first game of the new campaign. Stadia are one of a number of issues that will need to be looked at. Some of the bigger clubs plan to build their own, following the example of Juventus. They can all have success akin to that enjoyed by Juventus at Juventus Stadium. Then it will be money well spent. 19 wins out of 19 in front of their own fans in Turin last season for the Bianconeri. Roma's project is the next one to be ready. And there's some speculation.
From the Italian champions to the German champions, Bayern Munich. They are 1-up in Schalke. Robert Lewandowski with his first goal, first competitive goal for his new club.
Oh, Pogba has turned into trouble. Tisco. Now Schelotto. Not his best, but Birsa appreciates the idea nonetheless. Now, Dainelli here to win the ball there. Coman's gone down very heavily. The referee has let play continue because Asamoah has it. Pogba ahead of him. It is Pogba. Schelotto. Foul is conceded by Lichtsteiner. Pleads his innocence with Mr. Russo. And Zetemai may have just been body checked by Lichtsteiner, who you can see his point of view as well, arguing that he was perfectly within his rights to hold his ground. Cáceres very nearly presenting possession back to Birsa. Off the chest there of Cesar. This is Mongani. Etemai. Birsa, cleverly done. Vidal again wins the ball back. Well, not shy of a tackle. He has been booked, Arturo Vidal. Might be well advised not to be going into snide challenges from behind there, but that one he took all of the ball. Pogba. Marc'Antonio. Lichtsteiner. Changing passes with Coman. Vidal's cross towards Pogba. Put away by Dainelli. It's Marc'Antonio. This is Tevez. Nice idea, but unable to pick out Stefan Lichtsteiner. Well, Chievo are going to have to change something because that's all they've offered for much of this first half. Maxi Lopez is a willing runner, but just forward passes like that are never going to bring any joy at all. Nice leave that by Tevez for Coman. Was he caught? The referee says no. We have to get used to a bit more physicality in Serie. Schelotto. Well, one back by Asamoah. Good strength by Maxi Lopez, who thought he was caught by Bonucci. Again, the referee lets play continue. Tevez for Coman. Lichtsteiner goes on ahead of him. Still Kingsley Coman. 2 to aim for Lichtsteiner. It's Tevez off the crossbar. Second time Juventus have struck the woodwork. They could be out of sight by now, but for the frame of the goal. Nice break this. Lichtsteiner picked out Tevez. His toe poke though beat Bardi, but didn't beat the crossbar. Ended up as third top scorer in his debut campaign in Serie A. Carlos Tevez, quite an effort. Only one of his 19 goals came from the penalty spot as well. It's always a pretty good acid test. And some players who score as many as half of their goals from 12 yards. Tevez is not the first choice penalty taker here at Juventus. Pogba. By Lichtsteiner, Vidal has only Coman to aim for in the penalty area. They're going to win a corner though. So far so good for Max Allegri as Juve coach. Side took the lead early on and they've been threatening to double it ever since. There's been one-way traffic here at the Bentegodi. Carlos Tevez. Still Tevez. Still also stuck to his task well. So into the final 2 minutes of the first period here. Chievo trying to prevent a second from going in. And it loops in off the crossbar again. Oh, how unlucky have Juventus been today. They struck the post once and now the crossbar twice. Bardi again. I just don't know whether his positioning's a bit out there. Ball looped over him. If he's on his line, he can surely just tip that over. Pogba. We'll have another look at that chance in just a moment. But Juventus have really caused Chievo problems from wide areas, crosses in particular. That's where the opening goal came from, a corner. Tevez struck the bar from across from Lichtsteiner from the right. Another corner from that same side, the right. This time saw the ball cannon back off the woodwork. This could feasibly be 4-0 up here. Tells you all you need to know. Arturo Vidal. 3 black and white shirts in the middle for Lichtsteiner. He can dig out a cross. Claudio Marc'Antonio. Vidal decides to start again. Bonucci, this is Pogba. Asamoah. Well read by Dainelli. Was he caught there by Asamoah? He was. We'll have a solitary minute of added time here at the end of this first half. Sure, the team talk for Corini will involve the fact that despite going to sleep on several occasions, the Giallo Blu have been bailed out by the Woodwork 3 times. They only trail by a goal to nil, and at least on paper they are still in this match. Juventus could have put the game to bed. Thrown everything at the Giallo Blu. This is Frey coming forward. Pogba, calmly done, down by his own byline. Dainelli, Schelotto, Isco. Frey wins the throw. Might not be time to take it though for Chievo. In fact, there isn't. Perfect start to the season then for the champions Juventus. They led after just 6 minutes as Cristiano Biraghi inadvertently deflected an effort from Martin Cáceres into the back of the net. It's been all one-way traffic. Juve might have had a second, but have been denied on 3 occasions by the Woodwork. Half-time here at the Stadio Bentegodi. It's Chievo 0, Juventus 1. Juventus, as you were, as Mr. Russo gets his final checks ready. The champions 45 minutes away from opening up this campaign with a win. And instantly, Lichtsteiner brings them forward again. This is Coman. Looked bright on his competitive debut for the Bianconeri. Marc'Antonio. Now Bonucci. Leo Bonucci, incidentally, who got stuck in his lip. Looked really bright in the first half and had the confidence here to get the ball out of his feet and try his luck from round about 25 yards. Bardi was scrambling. Confirmation of the changes there. Baloschi is on. He's never scored against Juventus. Alberto Baloschi should have had a goal against the champions last season, but it was wrongly ruled out for offside. Angelo Ogbonna bringing the ball forward. Now Carlos Tevez. This is Lichtsteiner. The pick of the first round games does come later tonight at Rome Stadio Olimpico as last season's runners-up entertain Fiorentina, 2 of the teams that play the best football in Italy's top flight. There's a nice take there by Pogba, but just unable to steer it into the path of Coman. Barty's rather mishit his clearance. And Ogbonna watches it into touch. Well, an upset looks very unlikely here, not least because Chievo have only ever won 1 match against Juventus in Serie A. They come forward here, Maxi Lopez looking to link up with Mariano Isco. Just behind the Argentine. So 1 win in 22 Serie A meetings against Juventus for Chievo. If they're to win today, they'll need to score 2 goals, something they've never managed at home against the Bianconeri. Never scored more than a solitary strike here against the old lady. Tevez between the lines. Vidal. Martin Cáceres just sent tumbling there. Quick apology from Walter Birsa. Lichtsteiner. Vidal. Biraghi able to clear, but he's given it straight to Cáceres. His touch was a bit loose though. Etemai. Finally, Juventus get the ball under control. That has been to it by Boštjan Cesar. And they committed the foul on the fin. Perperin Etemai. Good switch of play there by Birsa, but just a bit too much flight on the ball. Sasamoa. Forward by Marc'Antonio. Coman just caught on his heels again. Dario Dainelli has intercepted well today, and he was just caught there by Pogba. Pogba really enhanced his already burgeoning reputation with some terrific performances for France at the World Cup. France, one of the better sides in the competition, only went out to the eventual winners, Germany. This is Mariano Isco through towards Maxi Lopez now. A huge chunk of his shirt there was being held by Angelo Ogbonna. It gives him a rather playful kiss on the cheek, I think. This is well worth another look. I thought Maxi Lopez had Ogbonna for pace there. And the Juve centre-back impeded him. Pizza tries to claim handball off Vidal. Let's have another look at this. Well, Ogbonna's got so much of Maxi Lopez's shirt there. Maxi Lopez then took a tug on Ogbonna's jersey as he went to ground. Another day that might have been given as a free kick outside the box for Chievo. Tevez. So a couple of decisions might have gone against Juventus today. Vidal was booked in the first half when he might have been sent off for a two-footed lunge at Cristiano Piraghi, and there I think Angelo Ogbonna slightly fortunate that the referee didn't blow for a foul on Maxi Lopez. This is Asamoah. Vidal making his way into the box, Tevez too. Pogba dinked in towards Lichtsteiner. Caught by Birsa. Paloschi caught from behind by Bonucci, taken quickly by Paloschi, good vision. And now Birsa with space to move into. Cáceres came across really well. Timely intervention from the Uruguayan. And the last touch, I believe, was off Walter Birsa. Look at the Chievo substitutes down there, to include Riccardo Meggiorini. Now he'd love a goal against Juventus. Meggiorini, formerly of Torino. The longer it stays 1-0, more Chievo will believe that they can stun the champions here. Juventus would do well to double their lead. Not for want of trying, that's for sure. Etemai. Radovanovic. Isco makes the dash across. Isco's early centre. Maxi Lopez just caught a bit flat-footed. Well, they both have a bit of each other's shirt. I guess, looking from that angle, it was 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. What a cheeky gesture that from Ogbonna, literally. This is Carlos Tevez. Samoa again, a willing runner away to his left. Only Coman in the penalty area. Pogba's there too now. Samoa back with Tevez. Vidal. Away by Dainelli. Radovanovic now trying to run it clear. Just eluded Vidal for the moment. And still Ivan Radovanovic. Good hold-up play. Interesting cross towards Maxi Lopez. It's come off Bonucci. And Buffon, solid as ever behind it. Tevez. Nice change of pace. And this is Lichtsteiner. Coman in the penalty area. This is Pogba. Patient build-up again from the Bianconeri. Marchisio. Again, Coman well closed down by Dainelli. Radovanovic very nearly turned into trouble. Found a route out there with Dario Dainelli. He can't release Mariano Isco down the right-hand side. Well, you might wonder why Chievo concentrated so much of their recruitment campaign on players who were relegated from Serie A last season. Bardi with Livorno, The likes of Biraghi and Isco with Catania. Coman and Tevez tried to play a neat one too. Back with Kingsley Coman. Marc'Antonio, good vision to pick out Nick Steiner. Straight at Bastian Cesar. Second half following very much the same pattern as the first period. Juventus doing all the running, Juventus doing all the attacking. Chievo holding firm for the moment. It does feel like it's only a matter of time before Juve double their lead. Coman. Can't find Vidal. This is Radovanovic. Came off Marc'Antonio. Etemai. Space for Nicolas Pre. Coming up towards Isco. It's a lovely first touch. Cross towards Maxi Lopez. Might break for Paloschi. Paloschi still in there. He's won it back. And it's just behind Maxi Lopez in the end. Who may have just caught Stefan Lichtsteiner. Painful one for the Swiss. That I think he's angling for a card there from his reaction. Just trying to help it back into an area where Maxi Lopez was waiting. That's a lovely first touch, wasn't it, from Kingsley Coman. Etemai penalised for bundling Tevez to the floor. Driving forward, dealt with by Dainelli. Pogba's won it back fairly, says Mr. Russo. Nice drop of the shoulder. Paul Pogba was surely caught there. The whistle goes, there'll be a yellow card too. It's cynical. Paul Pogba showing why he's one of the hottest properties in Europe. Lovely step over, change of pace. Stadio Dainelli side him down. Radovanovic felt he was fouled there. Lovely drop of the shoulder by Pogba, and as he trode forward, Dainelli was willing to stop him at all costs. Well, we do have the spray for this season in Italy's top flight. Will be used in Serie B too, albeit at the referee's discretion. It is obligatory in these sort of situations. I mean, given the proximity of the set piece to the opposition goal, Tevez has taken charge. So many of them could really have a go at this. In the absence of Pirlo, though, chance for someone to stake their claim as Juventus backup free kick taker. Tevez has stood over it. Might yet be rolled square to Pogba for a drive. Carlos Tevez. I'm not sure he'll be taking the next one. Went for placement. Got that wrong. Well, here comes the competitive debut of Berto Pereira. An Argentine who was joined on loan initially from Udinese. Juventus have an option to buy. It's one that they're expected to take up. Etemai. Too hot to handle for Isco. Headed up by Samoa. This is Pogba. Such a lovely change of direction, able to shield the ball so well. Tevez. Coman. All scoop ball in towards Tevez. Ivanovic has just caught Dainelli there. Both players, Radovanovic I should say, just caught Dainelli as both players converged. And that's a painful one for the two Chievo men. Both very eager to try and intercept the ball. Radovanovic's face is combined with Dainelli's knee. Pogba's spin away from Etemai. Well, Radovanovic only came on at half-time. Chievo have used 2 changes already. They won't want to be forced into a third one. Dainelli is still down. That hurt him too. It's his knee that clattered into the face of Ivan Radovanovic. Options on the bench include Lazarevic. Coffey too, who has returned to Chievo. Concerned look etched on the face of Eugenio Corini. That's Allegri keen to send on Pereira. His first taste of Serie in a bianconeri shirt. Not his first taste of Serie in a black and white shirt, having already worn the colours of Udinese. It is a well-trodden route, that. Pasqua Asamoah making his name in Friuli too. So after a long way, Tevez will take this corner. In it comes then from Tevez. Very cleared by Alowski. The whistle has gone in any case. The referee saw an infringement in the 18-yard box. The right smile, Carmine Russo gives the free kick the way of the home side. Marc'Antonio found Pogba. Galloway to his right, that's who he looked for. Well done by Etemai. Helped on by Marc'Antonio, won by Pogba. This is Tevez. Tevez trying to get away from Pepperi Etemai. Was he caught there? The referee tells him to get to his feet. Bonna's header. Drops kindly for Claudio Marc'Antonio. Vidal. Coman. Pogba. Carlos Tevez, and still, this is Lichtsteiner. 3 teammates to aim for in the middle. Here it comes from Vidal. There's the header, just over the top from Coman. Again, he's looked very dangerous. His goal will come. If not today, then it won't be too long in coming. Lovely first-time ball from Vidal. He got in front of Boštjan Cesar. Just got slightly underneath the header. Another warning shot to the Giallo Blu. Unable to steer that ball into a path of the team there. This is Vidal. Again, Lichtsteiner bombing on. Tevez through towards Coman. He's got there. Found Stefan Lichtsteiner. And now Vidal in space. Arturo Vidal tried to cut it back for Tevez. Birsa's lost his footing there. Seen too much of Alberto Walowski since he came on at half-time. Struggled to get in the game, nearly linked up with Maxi Lopez. So Juventus threatened to make that change with Pereira. I think it might have just been postponed, put on the back burner for the moment. Well done by Etemai, now he needs a teammate to bail him out. Coman appeals for the throw, it's on by Birsa. Maxi Lopez is being pulled back by Leo Bonucci. Cut him by the scruff of the neck there, did Bonucci. still pleading his innocence. One of the more wily and crafty customers in the Serie A team. Isco is possessed fairly, says the referee. Ogbonna launches another attack for Juventus. Vidal. Steiner. Again, Juventus dictating the tempo of the game. Steiner. Vidal goes on beyond him. Cesar took their chances. So Juventus have led since the 7th minute of the match, thanks to Cristiano Ronaldo's own goal. They've come very close to adding to their tally. Arturo Vidal denied by the post, Carlos Tevez and Martin Cáceres both by the bar. And in the midst of all of that, Kingsley Coman has fired narrowly wide and over the top as well. Been an impressive first competitive game in charge for Max Allegri. People will say this is Conte's team and Conte's system, but all he can do is win games to prove the doubters wrong. I'm sure his methods will start to be questioned at the first sign of adversity, the first defeat. When that comes, only 2 defeats all of last season. Astonishing Juventus campaign last term, 102 points. Well, we are going to see a change. It's going to be Fernando Llorente. Well, perhaps Max Allegri was just bluffing slightly when he said that Llorente and Chievo were in no real state to play. Can't have wholly been the case, seeing as he included them in his matchday squad. There have been question marks surrounding Llorente's future. Talks of a move to Valencia, who are now funded by Singaporean businessman Peter Lim. Money burning a hole in their pocket. Juventus tempted to make a huge profit on Llorente, who they signed on a free transfer. But he's still here for the moment. And it looks like he's set to rekindle his partnership with Carlos Tevez. Spinelli. Away by Ogbonna. The referee stopped play here because the Chievo player has a problem. Looks like Radovanovic again in the wars. He's already been stricken on the turf once in this second half. That was after a collision with his own player, Dario Dainelli. I don't know if he needs to be substituted, whether stretcher may have to be sent on here for Ivan Radovanovic. Not quite sure what's befallen him there. Well, clear that one up if you can for us. Sad end then for Radovanovic. We hope he'll have a speedy recovery. Won't want to have a long injury at the start of the season, but Kingsley Coman has put in an excellent shift, played 2/3 of this opening league game. He's looked very bright, he's not been afraid to try his luck. We will see more football as the season wears on, but for now it's the established front two of Fernando Llorente and Carlos Tevez who will complete this game for the Bianconeri. There is Beppe Marotta. The man behind Juventus' excellent transfer dealings in recent times. Only he will know, Max Allegri of course, whether Llorente is set to stay. Here comes the change then. Going to be the returning Coffee. Isaac Coffee. Who is back from Genoa. And again on loan as Coffee. Did have a season here in Verona with Chievo in 2012-13. A popular figure, the Ghanaian, but there is some concern, and rightly so, over the health of Ivan Radovanovic here. second round substitute, who is forced after injury. Nice back on his face. I think that may just be a recurrence of the clash with his own player Dainelli. His head went against the knee of Dainelli. I just wonder whether that might be delayed concussion. If it is, then they've done very well to get him off the pitch and sharply. Red touch here for Buffon. Not sure Cáceres wanted it there. Come off Birsa last, but it won't go over the byline, and the last touch there came off Martin Cáceres. Well, surely the officials have got that wrong. Birsa, quite rightly furious. I thought the ball cannoned off Cáceres before going out into touch. Birsa doesn't prolong his protestations any longer than he felt necessary. Llorente's first involvement. Great hold-up play by the Spaniard. This is Vidal. Wide for Lichtsteiner. Llorente wants it on his head. Still Lichtsteiner. Stood up. Llorente's header. And Bardi makes the save. Watched it well, the goalkeeper. He had terrific placement. Wasn't too much power. Llorente didn't have much momentum. He's able, though, still to steer it on target. And Bardi comes up with a good save. Tevez is onside. Tevez's cross, surely number 2. Oh, and Martin Cáceres again. He could have had a hat-trick today. Provoked the first goal with his header off Biragi, hit the crossbar just before half-time from a header, and this time he's thrashed it over, albeit there was a deflection. Cáceres, Juve's chief threat today. Same combination again as Tevez goes short to Marc'Antonio. The corner off Maxi Lopez. This time it's long from Tevez. Deep one. Llorente climbing. He's helped it back in. Volley clear by Cesar. Moved out by Pogba. Vidal keeps possession for the Bianconeri. Well, Juventus will entertain Udinese next before its Champions League action for the first time. I should remind you there is a 2-week international break following this round of fixtures. Serie with the latest start of all of Europe's major leagues. Only playing one round before international break. Doesn't get any easier for Chievo. They travel to the San Paolo, play Napoli in their next fixture, before entertaining Parma here. One of last season's impressive sides. Vidal, Asamoah, Pogba's at the back post. Asamoah unable to control his cross, just needed to slide it along the deck. Lichtsteiner's collected it though. Oh, what a shame that Kwadwo Asamoah is just unable to roll it across the face of Pogba, completely unmarked to the back post. Could have put the game to bed there. This is Ogbonna. Now Asamoah. Chested down by Llorente. Tevez tried to play it straight back to his strike partner. Come off Isco, who's had a pretty quiet debut. Serie A debut, I should say. Did play in the game against Pescara in the Coppa Italia. Cesar gets in ahead of Vidal and concedes the throw. Pogba, Tevez, Llorente, Carlos Tevez, and now Stefan Lichtsteiner onside. Llorente surely, and they got back in. I think the ball was just deflected on its way through to Llorente. That's what allowed the right-back to clear his lines. Unselfish as ever from Stefan Lichtsteiner. Tevez trying to use the bouncing ball to just let it run. Maxi Lopez, it breaks here for Isaac Coffey. It's a good ball for Walter Birsa. As Paloschi away to his right, others trying to get forward in this attack. And Martin Cáceres stifles Chievo's progress. Vidal with strength to hold off Birsa. Scratching ahead from Corini. Marchisio. Very neat and tidy just in front of the back four today. Not the dynamic role that we've often seen Claudio Marchisio take up. Nicely on here too, Lichtsteiner. This is Llorente. Etemai needs to be careful. On by Biraghi for Birsa. This is Paloschi running the channel. And Bonucci was with him stride for stride. Cristiano Biraghi, it's come off Martin Cáceres. Ball went behind for a corner in the end. Chievo still in this. They could yet ruin Allegri's party here. But just under a quarter of an hour of normal time still to play. And it comes from Birsa, it's too deep. Easy for Vidal. This is Coffey. Launch back towards Walter Birsa. Lichtsteiner able to get in front of him. Now, Paloschi spin and hit. Maxi Lopez! What a save from Buffon! Oh, that was the chance for the home side. It broke beautifully for Maxi Lopez, and that is why Gigi Buffon is still the best goalkeeper in the league. He's had nothing to do all game, and yet he hurled himself away to his left to deny Maxi Lopez. Paloschi's shot came back off Bonucci. Maxi Lopez just lost his footing, but that was still goal-bound. Oh, Chievo could have been level. And Buffon able to claim that cross too. Decisive as ever, Gigi Buffon. But Paloschi's introduction has made a difference to Chievo going forward. Maxi Lopez, his standing foot just went up from under him as he tried to get his shot away. Still found the target. I just wonder whether, had he stayed balanced, he might have been able to find the back of the net. We'll never know. That said, how well did Gigi Buffon do here to keep this out? Really good save. Could have been a perfect start to his Chievo career for Maxi Lopez. This is great. Cesar. Juventus pinned back for a moment. Biraghi, left by Maxi Lopez. Only half cleared by Bonucci. Bonda completes the job. Forward by Marchisio, but you can't find Llorente. Giaconelli just struggling to get the ball under control in the final quarter of an hour of this contest. That's a clever ball there for Etemai. Cáceres has gone to ground and he was just caught by the fin. Naive challenge, that one from Karim Etemai. Could never win the ball there. Cáceres was always going to go down once he felt the slightest bit of contact. Well, as I've stressed, this could have been more comfortable for Juventus. Perhaps should have been. They've squandered some good opportunities. They've been denied by misfortune too. But they have Gigi Buffon to thank for keeping that clean sheet intact and keeping the scoreline as it reads at the top of your picture. Chievo 0, Juventus 1. Goal from Giallo blue player too, in the shape of Cristiano Biraghi. On loan from Inter. Carlos Tevez. Lichtsteiner always available on this near side. Back with the Argentine. Fabrizio might fancy a shot. Got closed down by the returning Paloschi. Okpomna wide for Asamoah. Oh, and Netemai's lost his footing. Pogba in the end settles for the throw. They're in no hurry, Juventus. Left by Tevez, forward by Birsa, but rather hurriedly. Couldn't find Paloschi. Martin Cáceres. Goal was originally credited to him, but as we saw on the replay, he just helped it back into the 6-yard box. His effort was not on target. Cristiano Biraghi's touch on the post, which was the decisive one. Cáceres. Lichtsteiner. Chievo struggling to get the ball as Juve move it around with ease. Paul Pogba popping up on the left side, losing his footing. Paloschi. That's Frey. Bonucci's done well as Maxi Lopez and Paloschi both burst forward, trying to get on the end of that cross-field ball from the right back. Bomna. See a bit more urgency, it suggests, from the home side. Willing to let Juventus have the ball deep in their own territory, but they do trail by a goal to nil. They're going to need to show a bit more ambition if they are to take anything from today's game. Marquisio's turned into trouble. Finds a solution though with Pogba. Vidal, lots of space for the Chilean. Lets Tevez take over. Still Carlos Tevez, just wide. Again, Bardi scrambling across. We saw Coman go close to finding that corner. This time it was Tevez, just delayed the shot. Tried to curl it round. Bardi always had it covered. Vidal's able to take the ball down on halfway. Not enough pressure on the ball from Chievo. This is Boštjan Seisa. Cristiano Biraghi. Right by Marchisio. Gets it back from Vidal. Tevez. Asamoah. The advantage of playing the 3-5-2 is that when Juventus defend, they can drop into full back 5. Tevez found by Pogba. Now Fernando Llorente's effort. With the power. Good hold-up play from Maxi Lopez. It's very nicely done to find Birsa. Good run from Paloschi in behind. Buffon goes with him. Buffon has done well. Buffon can clear. Then Juventus solid. Vidal. Just trying to make sure of the clearance. Llorente may get there first. Can't say so. Watch the bouncy ball very well. Tonight. Paloschi gives chase. Cáceres has slipped. Oh, and I don't think Paloschi was anticipating that because he just counted off his chest and out for a goal kick. Well, a number of players have slipped on this surface today, and at key moments too. Maxi Lopez lost his footing when he had a chance to equalise for Chievo, and there Martin Cáceres very nearly presented Alberto Baloschi with a gift. Tevez, Pogba, so full of running. The energy levels of the Juventus midfield trio are something to behold. Well, Pereira was stripped and ready to come on earlier. Then Max Allegri changed his mind. He will get 5 minutes or so for this opening Serie A fixture. One he'll really want to play in is Juventus next game. As they entertain Udinese, side that he's technically on loan from. It's fairly certain, though, that he will join the Bianconeri permanently once that loan spell comes to an end. Champions have an option on Alberto Pereira. Through a River Plate. Llorente, Marquisio's caught from behind it. And this should be Pereira's introduction. Mr. Russo stops play for a free kick. Has made a selling contribution. The same can be said of Arturo Vidal. Very unlucky not to get a goal today. His knee is held up very well under the spray. Struck the post. Was caution for a pretty bad challenge on Cristiano Biraghi. He only got a yellow for that. Roberto Pereira then comes on for his competitive debut for the Bianconeri. Vidal looks happy, looks set to stay. Much will depend on the last couple of days of the transfer window based on his performance today, and his state of mind. It does look like the Chilean will still be a big part of Juventus this season, a big part of Max Allegri's plans. Pogba, nice job of the shoulder. Pereira, his first touch. This is Lichtsteiner. Well blocked by Biraghi. So Juventus going in search of a goal which would wrap up the 3 points now. They haven't looked really in doubt, but there is still time for Chievo to shock the champions. Tevez's corner is straight into the arms of Bardi, though. He tries to set the Giallo-Blu away. Well, one by Ogbonna, one by Baloschi. And this is Walter Birsa, who's come back from an offside position. Well, his side will take a while to gel. Eugenio Corini, Luca Campanelli, the Chievo president, has described this as Chievo starting from scratch. He said they want solid players, not pretty ones. Been relatively solid today. Could have lost by a lot more. The game is not done yet. Should just stress that. But how Maxi Lopez could have given Juve a nervy finish had he levelled matters around 10 minutes ago. This is Carlos Tevez. This will be his first goal of the season. Roberto Pereira in support. Lichtsteiner. Juventus get the throw. They'll be happy to just keep the ball in and around that Chievo final third for what time remains of this game. We have seen some stoppages for injuries in the second half, notably Radovanovic taking a blow to the head from his teammate Dainelli's knee. So we may yet see 3 or 4 minutes. But Chievo have not created a great deal. Best chance did fall to Maxi Lopez. It's long by Boštjan Cesar. Isco tried to help it on. Samoa finds Pereira. And that's Maxi Lopez is the judge to have fouled his fellow countryman, Pereira. Gets in ahead of Pogba, round the corner by Maxi Lopez for Paloschi. No foul there, still Paloschi. And Marquisio's back as Alberto Paloschi tried to pick out Maxi Lopez. Another slight scare for Juventus. They continue, Llorente. Pogba. Now Pereira, that's careless. Turns straight into trouble in the shape of Birsa. Isaac Kofi. Paloschi showed too much to Bonucci. Now Lichtsteiner powering forward again. Space for Stefan Lichtsteiner. There will be 4 minutes of added time, as I alluded to a moment ago. Lichtsteiner happy to run towards the corner as he waits for reinforcements to arrive. Pereira. Pogba, space for a shot perhaps. Llorente, Pogba. Tried to place it. Not quite coming together for Juventus in front of goal today. Plenty of efforts from outside the box. Very few of them really work Bardi. Torini plays ball boy to try and get Chievo moving. It's Biragi's throw. Come off Cáceres. Pereira, calmly done, nicely done for Tevez. Bastian Cesar matched him stride for stride. Maxi Lopez. Again, he's just guilty of fouling Cáceres right in front of his coach.
Closing in on full-time in our game, Chievo against Juventus, but there's been an equaliser for Schalke against Bayern Munich. Slightly controversial, but Verdes is claiming it, might have come off his hand. We'll look at that in a little bit more detail in just a moment at the end of Chievo-Juventus.
Still over 2 minutes of added time to play here at the Bentegodi. Chievo chasing an unlikely equaliser against Juventus. We'll see a bit of Padoin, perhaps, in these closing stages. Pereira, it's gone past Kofi. Tevez. Etimai did just enough to put Carlos Tevez up his stride. Isaac Kofi. Thumped forward by Etimai. And a combination of Asamoah and Ogbonna are able to just shepherd that ball behind for a goal kick. Cristiano Biraghi, just pictured there. He might end up being the inadvertent match winner here for Juventus. It's looking more and more like the case as into the final 90 seconds. Maxi Lopez, no foul this time. Lichtsteiner needs to be careful. Happy to concede the throw. Not sure that went out before Corini picked it back in. And the referee has had to stop play. Well, that's just foolish from Eugenio Corini. The ball hadn't crossed the touchline, it was going to. But then he's just chipped it back into play. Now, I'm not sure what the protocol is here. Carmine Russo, I think, has sent Corini off, has he? So he's retreated to the dugout. In any case, clearly this ball is a foot inside the sidelines when Corini plays it. There you go. So we have to restart with a drop ball, and that might be Chievo's last meaningful chance gone there. Fourth official trying to get rid of Corini. Carmine Russo has decided that the coach has been sent off. I don't know if there'll be a ban to serve for that. It's all a bit pathetic, really. But Corini gave the referee the chance to make that decision. You can clearly see the ball is still in. The referee had to stop play. Well, common sense has prevailed and the throw has been taken. But the 4 minutes are up, and there goes the final whistle. Juventus pick up where they left off last season, a change of personnel.